Hello, everyone. This is the Abundance Oracle here. It's been a long, long day already. And the video I put up for you of the drive-in movie theater, I didn't fix the audio. So I'm going to tell you the little naughty thing that we used to do at the drive-in movie theater. And then it's going to be cut short till the next time I can take a photograph or a video at the drive-in movie theater. It might have to be next summer. But anyways, so one of the things we used to do as you drive into the movie theater on the left was the miniature golf, because every place, no matter whether it was your main source of business or not, every place had a mini golf back in the days. Okay, and a mini golf was cheap then. We didn't have all these moving fountains and things like that. It was all just a picture of a dragon, a picture of a lighthouse, not a picture, a statue of a lighthouse with a little hole that you had to get it through. I mean, it was all just basics. And some of you may remember that. And then you drive a little teensy bit further before you pay to get into the drive-in movie theater. And there was a little snack bar, not the same snack bar as you have in the drive-in movie theater, but a little snack bar in case you were going to do golfing first. Okay, so then it gets to be the drive-in where you have to pay. And it is not, you're outside, you're driving in your car, right? So there's like this big cover over the top so the poor drive-in lady, money taker lady, didn't get all wet. So we pull in there. But what I didn't tell you yet is as we're heading through the bumpy little driveway right before the drive-in movie theater, it was all a dirt road. And crazy Nana would say to us, okay, everybody hide. Everybody hide, you're going to the drive-in movie theater. Yes, we're going to the drive-in movie theater. But the movie theater only became a pay-by-person drive-in movie theater after years and years and years of us knowing, oh, you get a car full of people for like $5 or $10. Everybody gets to go in, and they made their money at the food counters and things like that. But it was jam-packed back then. So Nana would say, okay, everybody hide. So some people would have to be in the, in the second row seats. They'd have to take and hide near the person's foot, and then there'd have to be a blanket over there. It's crazy, the things that you remember. Then there had to be people who could lie very flat right up against the butt of the back seat, because the back seat sort of bent just a little, but you could put two little people, one on each side, and have somebody stack some pillows right against that, so you couldn't tell. Now, this was like a crazy thing to do, so we always had to yell at the littlest ones, you're not allowed to laugh, you're not allowed to laugh, because everyone thought this was a fun little game. We never got caught, and I'm sure as the ladies were so delightful, they were probably moms too, and knew you can't take a grandma and a carload of 5 to 8 kids to the movie theater, a drive-in movie theater, and pay for each little kid. First of all, the littlest kids, as you backed into your spot, they would put down on the station wagon, they would put down the door, and you'd pile blankets and pillows, and you'd be looking up at the screen. Well, everybody first had to go to the playground. By the time the little ones finished with the playground and got comfy in the little bed looking up, they were asleep. They were so pooped out. So you didn't want to pay to bring those little ones when they wouldn't even be staying awake for the movie. So anyways, I'm sure that these money takers new. Half the cars were doing that, especially the ones with kids. So there was always 2 movies at the movie theater. And the first one was like a Disney movie or something for young kids, which the adults were always, oh my gosh, had to sit through. And then the second one was for the adults, because by then all the kids would have fallen asleep and the adults could see something like James Bond or I'm trying to think. I can't remember some of the movies, the old movies back then. Maybe the Sound of Music rerun or something like that. But it was always such a fabulous time. And I wanted so badly to be able to drive into the movie theater earlier in the day, because the way this movie theater survived when drive-in movies weren't all the rage is every Saturday and Sunday during the summer is they held a flea market. But the little radio things that you hook on your window so you could hear the movie were still the old ones, the really charming old ones, and they were silver colored, and you still can use the little knob to get the sound. If you wanted to be a modern type of person, you turned on your radio because it comes up off your radio. But we always wanted the old-fashioned one that you put in the window, which was always, always more fabulous than the radio, except for when there were mosquitoes out. Okay. There's always a except for that you have to keep contingencies. Now, we also made our own lemonade because we couldn't afford to take and buy lemonade drinks for everybody. We also made our own popcorn, not microwave popcorn, but the popcorn that you put in the pot at home, and you got to shake it. You put a little oil, a little popcorn. We got to shake it so it doesn't burn and make sure the top doesn't slip off while it's popping. But we would have paper bags, brown little paper bags, and everybody had to have their own bag with their name on it, and you weren't allowed to steal your cousin's bag and sneak any of their popcorn, and you know how that goes. We did our best to catch people stealing our popcorn. We always walked through, and occasionally the little part where there was candy and ice cream had a sale on the lemon ice, where you had the spoon that you were lucky it was wood. You were lucky if it didn't break apart, and you had to scrape it, and it took a long, long time to eat because it was rock hard when you started, and you sort of have to scrape, and if you put your hands around the outside and held it, it helped to take and melt the lemon ice inside a little teensy bit quicker, and you could sort of suck out the drink part and do this. It is crazy. But I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that have been to a drive-in movie theater. Raise your hand down below. Tell me, yes, I'm one of those kids who used to go to the drive-in movie theater. I don't want to know if you brought your girlfriend or boyfriend to the drive-in movie theater. Just when you were young and a kid and loved the drive-in movie theater. So that was my story. I had some pictures of the miniature golf place and the little eating center thing, and I could have shown you the picture of how far up the screen went in the drive-in movie theater, and all was good and well until I didn't give a good enough vocal because I forgot to put my headset on, so you couldn't hear me the entire time, so I just deleted that. And I told you the crazy Nana story and how naughty we were, and I'm convinced that my cousins and my sister, I'm convinced our ability to figure out ways to make things work came from crazy Nana teaching us what we thought was really James Bond movie visit theater type of style. Okay, everybody's hiding like James Bond and he figured out a way to get in. I mean, I'm just telling you, it's just nuts, nuts, nuts. But we all turned out well, not stealing, not being a James Bond, and good moral ethics, great families. So it's just very funny how crazy Nana was willing to help us kids, excuse me, have a full summer when she couldn't afford to do it. We didn't appreciate the bluefish meal that the Cataldos across the street, because their sons had a big fishing boat and would occasionally bring over a nice big fish for us. And Nana was very happy that she had a fish to feed us. But bluefish. Enough said. Please write something down below. Share with me your thoughts on crazy Nana and a car full of criminal kids trying to sneak their way across. Bad teachings, but taught us a way of figuring out life. You can have everything you want in life. You can just make it work with cheap fish across the street. I mean, there's a will, there's a way. And it's funny because it's funny. I don't mean to say it's funny like haha funny, but we may be getting back to that way of life, trying to make ends meet. Some of us are already there. And I hope we get out of this little bump in the road that we're having now without too many people having too much hardship. Okay, love you all. I hope you're buying gold and silver as what you can afford, even if it's just a little bit. Find your precious metals dealer in your town, and you're only going to pay probably $40 to $50, not even 50, we haven't hit the high yet, but you'll appreciate that. And if you've been in hard times before, you might have collected some junk silver just in case. So we'll all make it through. Love you all. Please give me any ideas of yours. I love your ideas. They're great. Okay, talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.